morning, Market Snipers. Welcome back. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Jesse. What's up? Ooh, today's rough. I'm not gonna lie. I was up with the baby. I took my normal night shift. Normally, I can feed her, change her diaper, and put her back to sleep all within an hour, and then I get to fall back asleep myself, and then the wife takes over her normal shifts after that as well. And here we are. Last night's night shift, she just did not want to go back down. So she ended up eating more too. So I had to make a second bottle for an extra 1 ounce of milk. So yeah, it was rough. And then so when I finally got back to sleep to take my second nap, woke up a little bit late. So here we are, just trying to get this thing rock and roll and trying to get the cobwebs out of me, out of my brain right now. Let the Celsius do its thing. Kick in with the 200 milligrams of caffeine. Get that pumping through my veins over here. But yeah, it's Friday though, so we usually keep Friday a little bit shorter, anyways. So we'll see how it. Maybe it's a little bit bright. New location, new location this week. Still trying to get used to it, but yeah, it was a fiasco last night. Even had to put the baby down for a little bit. I saw this huge black widow spider go right by my foot. I'm like, oh crap! Well, I'm trying to feed the baby, put the baby down, killed it, and then that I guess I made a loud noise with my flip flop, and that's what I kill it with. Thing never fails. I always nail the target with my flip flop. I can kill any insect with my flip flop. It's got a lot of leverage. It's got a lot of whip to it. So I'm just rambling this morning. We're just gonna ramble all morning over here. Not even cover the charts maybe, but set our alarm system off. My dog when I killed the spider. So it was a fun time. So she started barking, went crazy. Woo! We did it though. We did it. Fatherhood. We did it. We did it. We did it. So we're gonna get into all of that. Javier, happy Friday. Lawrence, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Good to see everyone on here. What else? What else? Yeah, I know, Jesse. Bitcoin is in a bear market. Yeah, there's a lot of bear market calls. I'll let you know when it's a bear market. I'll let you know. It was definitely consolidating for 4 months, right? 4 months of consolidation, but I've never really seen a bear market consolidate for 4 months and then at the top and then continue to stay at the top, right? So very similar thoughts to the V-shaped recovery, right? If there was going to be a V-shaped recovery, it needs to keep V-shaping and not consolidate sideways, right? So we talked about it, both things. It's like, I don't know if you can see my cursor over. Yeah. If it was going to be a V-shaped recovery, it needed to keep V-shaping. We talked about it on the live stream. Similar to a bear market, if it's going into a bear market, it needs to keep going into a bear market, right? So over here, it's like, yeah, it's putting in lower highs and lower lows, but if it that could be consolidation though, because if it's a bear market, usually there's a bigger crash to the bottom, right? There's a lot of longs that get liquidated. There's not a ton of shorts at the top. They're not going to let the retail win for that long. Some of the retail people will win, but the ones that hold too long or getting too late, they don't win, right? And that's the majority of the traders out there is the retail who get in late or hold their position too long and they don't make too much on their position. So they don't have a good either entry or exit strategy or both, right? So if it's just going sideways for 4 months, right? And the higher time frames like the monthly chart is still bullish, then obviously I'm going to be leaning towards it's not a bear market, right? There were concerns, there were thoughts that it's possible. So we were aware of it and we were neutral, but at no point in time have we called a bear market. We've only been talking about the next buy the dip scenario. The weekly chart did flip bearish for 1 week and then flipped right back around, right? So still currently bullish on the weekly chart. If you look at the 2-week chart, let's see what else. 2-week chart never had a sell signal. Does have a MACD bearish crossover, but if the MACD was a good enough strategy by itself, we would only be talking about the MACD. But we do have it on the sharpshooter candles 3.1 because I don't really care if the MACD has a bullish or bearish crossover as much, but I do like to see it the pending MACD or bearish crossover, so I keep that checked. You could have it notify you on the chart as well if it's a crossover bullish or bearish. And there's a lot of settings on there actually that you can have that you may or may not want visually. For me, visually, I do like to see the pending crossover, whether it's bearish or bullish. And then, of course, there's a pending above or below the 0 line. So I do like that as well. So I always like the pending stuff. And so it alerts me before it actually happens. And or the actual MACD indicator itself. You have to kind of like zoom in or guess if it crossed over, right? This doesn't, you don't have to guess. It just tells you when it's pending or when it actually flips over. 2-week chart, let's not get too distracted. 2-week chart, still bullish as of right now, still above the trading dots. Came all the way back down, retraced some of that big move, and now it's still above the former all-time highs over here. Did have 2 candles close below it, the former 2-week chart high. But if you look at the early 2021 peak, there's no candle close below that, right? And many think that is the actual all-time high. And then this was just pushed. This was supposed to be like a lower high, but there was so much leverage in the system with like 3 arrows and several other companies that were way over leveraged. We're pushing it up, and then it just came back down. So a lot of people thought that this should have been. If I change it now, then all the drawings come back on. So hold on. Monthly chart, same thing, right? There was 2 candle closes below this peak, but 0 monthly candle closes below this peak over here, right? So again, many believe that is the peak. That's actually when the pi cycle top was put in, all that stuff. And then this most likely should have been or could have been like a lower high. But again, that extra leverage, including me, I had, not that I impacted the price whatsoever, but I did buy this dip with 10x leverage and closed it out at about $61,000. So where is that? About 61. It was just a hair under 61,000. So I was part of that leverage as well, but obviously my leverage position was not going to impact price whatsoever. Small fish in a big pond, right? What else? Bitcoin is in a bear market. Yeah. So Bitcoin's in a bear market still, right? Bullish on the monthly chart, bullish on the 2-week chart, bullish on the weekly chart, bullish on the daily chart. Yep, $10,000 Bitcoin. Here we come, right? Oh my goodness. TGIF. Comments. Where we at? Martina, hello. Welcome back. Caesar, good afternoon. Welcome back. Matthew, hello. Can you look at BitX currently in a long? Caesar, is that stock or crypto? Let me know all the details. Yeah, we could look at it. You don't have too many requests on here, but you're always on here commenting, liking the YouTube, all that stuff. So appreciate that. Thank you. Let me know all the details. So yeah, Bitcoin bear market, right? Bitcoin bear market. So yeah, the sell signal back here, May 2021. Like I said, this was a lower high on RSI. Never had a buy signal on the monthly chart, right? But made a higher high on price. That is even bearish divergence on the monthly chart. So bearish divergence, but it was a lower high in RSI, and you had that RSI sell signal back here. So buy signal, sell signal on the monthly chart, went through this whole entire consolidation period, had another RSI buy signal over here, and still in bullish territory, right? So ETF. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can find it from there. By saying ETF, I know you mean stock. Thank you. I feel like ENS is holding it pretty well. Okay. What else? What else? Yeah. So Bitcoin still has not had an RSI sell signal on the monthly chart. Obviously, I'm not waiting for that because that would take too long for me to get out of a position. Because, but if you were like a long-term investor, you could probably play the maybe not the monthly chart, maybe the 2-week chart, right? Could have gotten out over here on the sell signal. You would have kind of missed all of this, but would have kept you out and then would have got you back in around 23,000, right? So still would be the long-term holders, right? That don't do anything, my own personal opinion. So, and then you would have the sell signal here, and then it might flip back around for another buy signal over here. So, we will see. We will see. Or the monthly chart, right? You would have been out. You would have been in. So you would have been in over here. Let's see, where is it on the buy signal? And you could change the settings on the buy signal too, so it would probably be optimized a little bit better. But yeah, probably still better than just buying and holding. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But still in an uptrend overall. Back above the trailing dots as of last week. Buy signal as of last week on the weekly chart. Let's get back on the daily chart. And the fractal that we've been watching, we talked about it. Would Bitcoin find support at the trailing dots? Would Bitcoin find support at key target 4? Breakthrough as resistance, it hit target 5. I removed that target just for visual purposes. But come back test target 4, flip it into support. We covered it on the Discord with the exact details. We covered it on the live stream. We covered it on Twitter X app. And would it continue to follow Apple Fractal similarly, right? And it currently still is, in my own opinion. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only, and hopefully find a little bit of entertainment along the way. So this is what I'm kind of pointing out here. Let's see. Blue line is obviously, or turquoise line is obviously price, and the yellow fractal is Apple. I'm just pointing out here. See this peak here on July 21st, and then you see this peak here, this Apple fractal. Another similarity, right? And then there was a correction down, and then there's a correction down, and now it's coming back up, getting close to this peak. So that's what I'm pointing out over here. Are we similar to this peak? If so, we could be seeing a new all-time high within, hold on. Excuse me. Probably going to have to take an allergy pill after this. But if so, if it is going to remain similar and price takes out this peak and price takes out this peak, we are probably less than 2 weeks, if not, yeah, probably less than 2 weeks away from Bitcoin possibly making a new all-time high. And then we can say we are fully out of the woods and we're making new daily candle closes above that 73,100-ish, right? 73,100-ish. Let's keep going. But first, let's come back over here and let's get this finger on the trigger, the mouse trigger, warmed up. Ooh, 10 likes already. Nice. Like it. Hit the repost button and throw in a quick comment. Let's do something else. There we go. Fire. There we go. Fire. Yep. There we go. Started posting this a long time ago, right? Started posting this a long time ago. So we're not just finding the Apple fractal today or yesterday or the day before or the month before, right? We're finding it in advance. So there we go. This is what I was talking about. There was a fifth target. It hit a key fifth target as well. I don't usually put it on the chart as often, but it did hit a fifth target. It did come back test the target 4, right? It did come back and back test the trending dots and target 4 and is bouncing out just as we talked about it before it broke down and retrace back down to hit key target 4. And we're finding out if it's flipping the resistance into support on key target 4. That's something we talked about even back here when price was at about the same price as it was now, but back on July 22nd. You can go back to the live streams. You can go to the Discord. You can see everything that I talked about. It's possible. I even drew it out, especially in the Discord. I drew it out exactly like this. I drew it out exactly like that. I did. You can go look. Don't take my word for it. I don't delete any of my posts. I have like 7,600 posts, but over here I drew it out exactly like this. Maybe price come back down into the goal, into this goal, into this target, this key target, right? And then find support and then come out. We didn't know for sure. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but we've seen this happen over time and time and time again. So if it is going to be bullish, that's what it's going to do. However, it was possible that it would come back down into key target 3, find support and go. Key target 2. It is possible, right? So we don't know for sure. We don't have a magic crystal ball. Sometimes it feels like we do, but just I'll keep saying that to remind myself that we don't. So there we go. What else? Another great call. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you. Appreciate that. Boom. Boom. There we go. Yep. Not always, but I'm good for a couple good calls per year, right? Couple good ones, right? So let's keep going. We do our best. What else? Yeah, that's Bitcoin, right? Still on track. Pointing out this point here, probably about right there. Seems like it. Who knows if it's going to continue to play out as closely as it has been? But let's ride the wave as long as we can, right? We caught the wave. Let's ride the wave as long as we can. And if the wave crashes, we get ready for the next wave, right? Rinse and repeat. There will always be another wave to the upside or downside. Swing trading. Let's go. Put in the comments, do you have any plans this weekend? We've got our last visitors that came in last night. Her mom and stepdad came in last night, and it's our last scheduled company, July. Woo! But they wanted to come meet her first and only grandchild. So they did. They drove in last night from Northern California, and they're just staying for the weekend off-site. They're not staying with us, but so they're coming back over today, probably around noon. So hang out with the baby, hang out with the in-laws, and then all of August, we don't have any company, so we'll probably get in a pretty good routine. Then the wife will probably going back to work, so we're gonna have to probably get at least a part-time nanny, if they cover 6 hours, because I have it mapped out. Probably need 7:30 to 1:30. Probably need that kind of coverage. So probably have to get a nanny and go from there. So because I gotta still do my thing, right? I still gotta do my thing, and the wife's got to get back in the saddle, right? she'll go stir crazy if she doesn't work too. But probably bring a nanny to our place versus dropping her off somewhere else. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to drop her off somewhere. Gotta keep her in the nest. Hopefully I don't become some overprotective parent, right? Hopefully I don't become an overprotective parent. My dad wasn't. My dad probably let me have too much independence, but I don't know. It was different too because I was a boy, so or a baby boy versus a girl, right? Maybe I'm more protective because of that. I don't know. But a lot of rambling today. Here we are, 21 minutes in. All right, let's do it. Let's get it back into the flow, and let's go. Let's go. Let's get back in the flow, and let's look at some of these altcoins. But yeah, that's what I'm pointing out. That is what I am pointing out. Who would have knew? Who would have knew? Right? Who would have known? We did. Bullish divergence, similar to Apple as well, was getting oversold. Bullish divergence, reverse candle, additional bullish divergence was knocking on the door of horizontal resistance. Bear trap, question mark. Seems like it. Seems like it, right? Finally broke back above over here. We talked about it. We covered it every single day on the live stream, the whole entire way. And here we go. That's what it takes. That is what it takes. Woo-wee. Filecoin, 8.72%, near sand. All right, let's do it. Ethereum, we talked about it. We covered it. Will it put in a higher low, right? Will it put in, can we will it to put in a higher low? Is it going to put in a higher low right there, right? So found support at key target 4, broke out of this downward trend line, fake out up here, come all the way back down, could be putting in a higher low, possibly, and then we'll see if we get that next breakout over there. Solana looks very similar to Bitcoin, to be honest. Not to be honest, but actually. Oh, yeah. We're trying to find it. We're trying to find it today. We are trying to find it today at my fake living room. The fake living room since the baby kicked me out of the office. That's right. I actually have a lot more space in here. I have a lot more space. I have a third of the master bedroom, but I have a lot more space. It's actually kind of nice. I have a whole, it's like the whole west wing over here. I got the whole west wing over here. It's quite a bit bigger than my office was. So got plenty of room. Plenty of room. I don't feel cramped. I don't feel cramped. I feel good. Sand, right? Sand. Nothing has changed, right? Had the bullish divergence followed by a reverse candle down here at 28 cents roughly. And started to break out, came back tested this downward trend line, starting to bounce off. Those targets are still valid in my own personal opinion. They are still valid in my own personal opinion. So there you go. Retracement targets are on. They've been set. We're ready to rock and roll. Put those on at when the wick down to 24.6 cents. Near. Dang, that played out almost perfectly, didn't it? That played out almost perfectly. Bullish divergence, hit 3 out of the 4 targets to the downside. Actually drew this out back up here, right? Maybe it would come down. There was a couple of drawings. Maybe it'd come back down to the downward trend line, right? Oh, no, I drew that afterwards. Maybe it'd come back down, put in a higher low, and then bounce off, right? So we'll see. We will see. Right? Bullish divergence, possible put in a higher low over here at $5.40. Regain the trending dots up here at $5.90, right? And then come back up and hit target 4. That's what we want to see. Come back up and hit target 4. No. Okay, let's go. Filecoin. What did not have bullish divergence, right? It did not have bullish divergence. Was oversold. Did have a reverse candle. This could be the higher low. Regaining the trending dots. Another pending buy signal. So it's starting to flip bullish again, right? And then those targets are still valid from the bottom over here. So we'll see. We'll see. I kind of zoom out here a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's Filecoin. Mana, similar thoughts. The bullish divergence has not been cleared. You got the 200-week moving average being created up here. Rarible, similar thoughts. All go. Still valid, in my own personal opinion. It's only hit one target so far. This could be a higher low being established. Too early to call it, but starting to form a possibility of a higher low. Doesn't mean it couldn't put in a second higher low. Could just take some time to play out, right? Could take some time to play out. But a lot of them look similar except for Filecoin where they had bullish divergence. Now are they putting in a higher low, which is the higher probability that the bottom is in? So you start getting candle closes back above 44.5 cents on Cardano, for example, and that's back above target one. The probabilities will increase that the bottom is in, right? And it'll confirm that this was a higher low with putting in a higher high. So that's what we'll continue to watch. Dot going through this bottoming phase. Could be putting in a higher low. AVAX, Chainlink. Yep. That's about it. Let's switch gears to indices. NASDAQ hit 3 out of the 4 targets to the downside, right? Talked about it yesterday. There was a wick being created, right? It looked like there was some possible profit taking yesterday, or possible profit taking. Possibly, we were talking about all yesterday, right? Yesterday we talked about what if it did something like this, right? Kind of let the trending dots catch up. And then we'd find out if we were going to see lower prices or not. It's possible this is the low, right? And that would be what? A higher low? It's possible. So we'll see how it plays out. It's still bearish as of right now. It's still below the trending dots. So the trending dots are still trending downward as of right now. Let's change that to red. So it's all, so you can see it a little bit better visually, right? So we're not calling a bear market. It's too early for that. We're just calling for at least a local top. There was a bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, followed by the breakdown, and now it's hit 3 out of the 4 targets to the downside. We would have to start considering a bigger correction. I don't even know if it would be a bear market yet, but a bigger correction would be below target 4, right? So if it doesn't find support at target 3 and bounce, then see target 4. If it doesn't find support at target 4 and then bounce, then we'll have to start strongly considering a bigger market correction after that. So too early for that, right? Too early for that. So we'll see how it plays out. But that's, find support at key target 3 and bounce, or find support at key target 4 and bounce. Still bullish, right? Still bullish. But if you start getting candle closes below the 4th target, you start to see the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, monthly chart start to flip downwards or start to flip bearish, then it could be a much bigger correction after that. So if then, but until then, I don't know, just making shit up, making stuff. Oh, excuse me, making stuff up now. Making stuff up now. Can't edit that one out. It's right. It's right. I think we're all adults here. But I don't think the YouTube algorithms like it. So Whatever. Let's keep going. Bearish divergence. Who would have guessed that it was a possible trend reversal or correction or retracement, right? Well, we talked about the bearish divergence. Then there is a pending reverse candle, and we are talking about that. Then a possible lower high, breaking down the upward trend line, then breaking down from the trending dots. Then there is a pending sell signal after we were off of the live stream. There was not even a pending sell signal while we were on the live stream, but we were talking about it breaking down below the trending dots. And then target 1 was hit. Then target 2 is hit. Then target 3 was hit. And now it just seems like it's some profit taking down here from the shorts, and then get a little bit of a bounce. And we'll see after that. SP 500, similar. Filled the gap over here, right? How are the Magnificent Seven doing? All catching a bounce. Some profit taking over here in NVIDIA, 106. This gap has not been filled. May not get filled for a while. We don't know. There's a small gap up here at 122 as well. So maybe there's, let's see, let's clone it. The yellow dotted line, so I don't have to label it. For some reason, I made the gaps yellow dotted lines a long time ago. I probably started doing that like 5 years ago, the yellow dotted line. And so it just saved me time because gaps work great as targets. Not all gaps get filled, but they work great as targets. And if they're a large enough gap, eventually they're going to get filled. If they're a smaller gap, not necessarily. So got a smaller gap at 122, bigger gap at 96, and a gap at 69, decent gap at 69, and then a very big gap at $30, right? A very big gap at $30 over here. 20% gap. I would be very surprised if NVIDIA never fills the $30 gap. It's possible it never fills the $30 gap, but I would be surprised if that $30 gap never gets filled. It is possible and it doesn't get filled. I would just be surprised. Let's see. This one is 7%. This one is, I forget. I just put them on there. 5%. So not as big as that 20% gap. But there is a 20% gap down at $30. So who knows if and when that ever gets filled. It is possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just saying. So that's NVIDIA. This gap has not been filled. We got a gap up here. It's still possible. It fills this gap, puts in a lower high, comes all the way back up here, maybe puts in a lower high. We'll see. Meta. What a big retracement that was so far in a short period of time, right? 18%. NVIDIA, not as big of a straight down move, but 24%. Those are pretty big corrections. So you'd expect some sort of a bounce, right? First, if the correction is going to continue downward. Amazon, these are big market caps. For it to drop 20%, 10, 15, 20, 25%, those are big market caps to drop that much, right? Fake out for now to the downside. See if it puts in a lower high on Microsoft. Tesla flat today. Is it going to catch a bounce off of this downward trend, off of this upward trend line? Possible. Or will it break down and catch a bounce off of this upward longer upward trend line? Oh my God, I don't even know what I'm saying today. A little slurring my speech. No, I haven't been drinking. I've been watching newborns, right? Newborn. I think we're doing okay, though. Apple, #newborn. Apple, keep showing us the way, Apple. Keep showing us the way to the promised land. We would appreciate it. So if it is the Apple fractal, if Bitcoin is close to also, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Remember I was pointing out the Apple fractal? It even came back to retested the trending dots, right? Back tested this trending dots. So are we somewhere around here, right? And so are we like a week or two out? Even had possible reversal candles, something to pay attention to. Trap the bears in one more time with lower highs, possible lower highs, right? And then boom, just take off to the upside. So trap more bears here at key target area, right? Flip right back around. Maybe trap a little bit more here, flip right back around. So are we about right here according to the fractal? Woo! Yeah, maybe. Maybe you need a drink then. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It would probably put me to sleep, Money Matt. Probably would put me to sleep, Money Matt. What's up, Jesse? Great finding the Apple Fractal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm always looking for a possible breakout, a possible consolidation, possible edge. So sometimes they're random. Sometimes they weren't meant to be following that similar. I was just looking for an overall, like what I was doing, I was looking for an overall length of time of consolidation. I never meant for that whole breakdown to be exactly the same, but I was looking at it. We've been following Apple, right? So it's not like I just got super lucky. We've been fortunate, yes, but it wasn't extremely lucky because we've been watching Apple and covering Apple every single day. We've been covering Bitcoin every single day. So it's not like it was just some random thing. It was just like we watched this entire consolidation play out. I remember the bullish divergence. I remember it hit multiple targets to the downside, almost hit target 3. And then I remember the breakout after that. And so there were a lot of similarities the whole entire way on Apple. And then so eventually I finally put on the fractal somewhere back here in Bitcoin. And then it followed it very, very closely to the downside, right? And then put in bullish divergence to the upside. So it wasn't just extremely random. It wasn't extremely lucky. It's just we've been covering Apple and Bitcoin every single day. So just kind of recognizing patterns and didn't expect for it to continue to play out that closely and still, but extremely fortunate. Extremely fortunate. Yep. Right. Right. Maybe I'll need a beer after the in-laws today. No, they're fine. They're fine. They're fine. I like them. What else? A lot of baby holding today for the in-laws and tomorrow. Google got a gap, but maybe some profit taking today, similar to yesterday for some of the other Magnificent 7 stocks. The Mag 7, maybe some profit taking. So typically what happens, I didn't short any of these, right? Typically what happens is people get in short, they get in late on their shorts, and then when it starts to flip back around, they get out of them, right? So it creates a mini short squeeze. Maybe it comes all the way back up, puts in a lower high, and then, right, it just takes some time for, if it's going to be a bigger correction, just take some time for the ship to get turned around, right? If you kind of look at this like topping pattern, right, it's probably something more like that than just a straight down, right? Yes, I've seen that. Yes, you'll get it. And especially when there's a positive earnings call like dex.com, DEX.com, you'll see it. Positive earnings on dex.com, and they pushed it down, gapped it down overnight after the positive earnings, 47%. Right? So when they want to do it, they will do it, right? And there's nothing we can do about it, right? I'm not they. I don't have that kind of juice, right? I don't have that kind of juice. No way. No way. I don't have that kind of juice. Not even close, right? Not even close. You got to be a big time player to have that kind of juice. So I know some people think that every once in a while they make comment. I don't know if they're joking or not, but they comment like, it's me doing it. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me, bro. It's not me, bruh. Nope. I don't have that kind of juice. Not even close. I'm a small fish. I'm a small fish. Trying to make it though. Trying to make it. Trying to get bigger. We're getting bigger. But I am a small fish in a big pond. Uh what else? What else? That's all right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see if anything else jumps out of. We're at 41 minutes on a Friday. We didn't get a ton of sleep. We got 2 naps. So it's just the fact that I after the second nap, I'm usually up for a little bit longer than when compared to what I was today. So still trying to work it out. Apparently good on chain hash ribbon signals and BTC. Also, the patient will be rewarded. In my humble opinion. Yeah, I'm a swing trader, so I think swing traders are rewarded more often if you've got the strategy dialed in, right? I think that's just my own personal opinion. I don't have the patience to hodl for years upon years. I just don't have patience for it. I'd rather swing trade, nail a swing trade, especially on Bitcoin if it's, 20, 30, 40 plus percent. I'd rather do that, right? I'd rather do that. I can't hold through a bear market. It's not in my DNA. I cannot do that. I just cannot hold through a bear market. No way. 74% correction. There's just so much opportunity to at least go to cash and triple, quadruple, even, a lot more X your Bitcoin and or short it to the downside. I just can't hodl through a bear market. No way. I can't do it. I can't do it. Not my DNA. All right, let's keep going. What are the Bitcoin mining stocks doing? There was a sell signal on HUT. Getting the retracement is on right now, right? We're getting a little bit of a retracement on HUT since this breakout over here. What a massive move that was. Expect retracements along the way. Bitfarm consolidating, a little bit of a retracement over here after hitting 4 out of 4 targets to the upside. Marathon Digital hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside, came back down, filled the gap over here. Talked about it, filling the gap over here July 24th. CLSK, right? Could be a fake out to the downside. We got the arrow to the downside, or we've got way back here. We talked about consolidating, and it's either going to break to the upside or we got the arrow to the downside. We don't know which way. Of course, we're going to lean towards the upside because the higher time frames are still bullish. Sure, you got it, Javier. Just because you're on here every day, consistent, I appreciate you. So, yeah, CMG. I'm assuming that's stock, right? Stock. What else? What else? Yeah, let's keep going. Iris Energy retrace all the way back down after the bearish divergence. So, where will it find bottom? Where is the bottom in? I don't know. That was a big retracement though, probably to a key target area, probably target 3, right? It looks like target 3 to me. So it could find support here. Too early to call it. A very aggressive, too aggressive, probably downward trend line. What's over here? What's this magic wand? I don't know. I don't know. What else? We have magic wands over here. Letting you know it's sometimes when the magic happens, right? Magic wand. Sometimes when it's overbought, right? So sometimes when the magic happens, sometimes when it's overbought. Uh what else? Bullish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Now we had a sell signal yesterday. So we'll see where it finds support over here. Maybe it retraces back down as well. Yep. Yep. Still bearish on the daily chart for MIGI. Will it find support? Riot. Don't try it. Just kidding. Hive. Veritone. Lemonade. Right? Lemonade. Weekly chart. Trending dots are getting pretty far extended away. So could get a little bit of consolidation, but if you get a weekly close back above there, that's pretty bullish as well. So it's been rejected twice. So it could consolidate a little bit, let the trending dots catch up, and make a move, but could keep going too, right? Pending buy signal on the monthly chart, not seen ever. Well, in a while, right? Pending buy signal on the monthly chart for Lemonade. 2-week chart already had a buy signal over here, right? Breakout on Lemonade. I think that's about it. Upstart had a buy signal on the weekly chart, right? Came back, back tested, filled this gap over here at $24. I think so. Yep. Came all the way back down, filled that gap. Woo! Filled that gap, filled this gap, gappy gap, right? So, boom. It did. It filled that gap, right? So there you go. Weekly chart is bullish. Wow. Gappy gap up there. Wow. When I gap you gap, we gap. Gappy gap. There you go. Wow. Those are some monster gaps. We don't know if those are going to get filled or not, but if they do, holy moly, guacamole. What else? Labu had a buy signal on the weekly chart. Had a buy signal on the 2-week chart. Not the monthly chart. Daily chart. Right? We were there. We remember. Even talked about it recently back over here at 115. Labu still getting rejected from that longer term downward trend line. I think that's about it. Let's circle back to some of these requests. Yeah, that'd be nice. Your comments always show up. Maybe your comments always show up like the day before. Interesting. That'd be awesome. All right, let's go. Caesar, let's do it. Stock. Oh. Ay. All right, hold on. Let's go slow. There you go. Boom. There you go. ETF. That's why. All. Okay. ETF. There we go. I found it. Yeah, I mean, it looks similar to Bitcoin, right? 2x Bitcoin strategy. Looks similar to Bitcoin. So not much really to share besides that, but had this big move up, down, up, right? Very similar to Bitcoin. Came all the way down, gapped up, similar to Apple. there was bullish divergence similar to Bitcoin and Apple, right? So very similar to Apple and Bitcoin, right? If you put those fractals on, except for it didn't pump as hard up here to the upside. It didn't pump, it didn't come all the way up, right? That would be the one difference that I see, is that Bitcoin and Apple came all the way up into this area. It did not on BitX, right? So that's about it, right? Right. Okay, there you go. Okay, cool. Yep, got it. Thank you. Or two. CMG. Yes, it's Chipotle. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks, Javi. Javier. All right, let's go back to stocks and CMG. Chipotle. Yeah, for some reason, the wife and I seem to get CMG every Sunday before football or during football. So football Sundays, we just like to get Chipotle, get the chips, the salsa, the guacamole, sometimes the Mexican Coke, all that stuff. So I know. Uh, but yeah, just definitely last year was more of a tradition. I don't know if we're gonna keep that tradition going, but getting Chipotle on a Sunday, uh, sometimes it's messed up our stomachs. we still go back and get the CMG. So dang, CMG getting oversold hard, man. It's just dropping. So what's your deal on this one, Javier? What is your deal? Are you looking for a long? Fill this gap over here, right? Right now it's catching a falling knife, right? So if you're looking to long now, obviously I don't give financial advice, but I'm not into catching falling knives whatsoever. This gap, I don't know why I did that, but this gap was filled, right? And now there's a tiny gap up here. Looking for an entry. I would be patient, right? Well, I mean, do what you want to do, but it's getting oversold. It's probably at a key retracement area right now. So it might find support here, but that's guessing. Right? So doesn't mean it couldn't catch a bounce overall, but it's ultra bearish on the daily chart right now. It's bearish on the weekly chart, right? It's bearish on the weekly chart. So if we look at this, right, it is bearish. Like I said, it's probably due to catch a bounce, right? It's probably due, but it's down 28% and it's just falling hard, right? Hasn't retested the 200-week moving average since March 2020, right? So is the top in longer term? Maybe, right? Could it catch a bounce, right? If so, if it did something like that, that could be like the confirmed bear market, right? Maybe it goes into a bear market. I don't know, but it is bearish on the weekly chart. 2-week chart has a pending sell signal as well, right? Let's see what else. Monthly chart still currently bullish on the monthly chart, but that is a sharp move to the downside. Seems like not only the local top is in, but it could catch a bounce. But it's I don't like catching falling knives, and even if it does catch a bounce, it could just be putting in a lower high, right? And that might take a time to play out. You can see where you draw this out. That could be like a 3 or 4 month bounce, and then maybe it comes back down and retests the 200-week moving average. I don't know. I don't know. I don't do the news part of it, but let's see. I mean, it's in an uptrend on the fundamentals, but stock split. I feel like they do stock splits because it's getting overpriced and they want to trap in more retail. What was the stock split? 50 to 1? Oh my God. I feel like they do that to try to trap more retail in, right? 50 to 1 stock split. Holy moly. Dang. That was a huge stock split. Yeah, I thought Chipotle was a much higher. So they try to play that game going into the bear market, right? Possibly going into the bear market. There was bearish divergence on the daily chart. There was a lower high, sell signal, all that stuff, right? So I don't know. It's bearish right now. It has not retested the 200-week moving average since March 2020. We don't know if it will or not. Yep. Patience is the game. I'm tracking it since $55. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. But if you buy that dip and it goes into a bear market, right? Make sure to sell that rip, right? Buy the dip. You better sell that dip. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know if it's going to go in a bear market or not, but it's been overbought, right? It's been overbought. I mean, look at that. That is an incredible run, right? Incredible run. That's 1,000% from the bottom, right? Incredible. 11, almost a 1,200%. So is that it? Is that it? Like I said, it has not retested 200-week moving average in a very long time. We don't know if it will. With that, dang, 57 minutes on a Friday with still trying to wake up over here. I don't know if I'll be able to wake up today. I might need more caffeine. Jeez Louise, right? So there we go. Well, again, thanks for everyone's support. I appreciate all of you, and hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a great weekend. Get outside, get some of that natural sunlight, that vitamin D. Unless you're in a place where you never see the daylight because it's always cloudy, then I apologize for you. I'm sorry. Here in Southern California, it's sunshine most of the time. So we'll get outside, get some fresh air. Even been taking the baby out for some fresh air in short amounts of time when it's not too hot, and get her acclimated to the outside, and want her to be active from day one. So thank you, Javier. I appreciate that. We'll catch you Monday as long as the market's open. We plan to do the live streams. Win, lose, or draw, we'll continue to do it at least until September, right? I vowed to do till September. I committed to it. I said I'd do it. And here we are almost 1 year later. And we'll see if we're going to continue to do it or not. It's up to you guys, guys and gals. If you guys keep smashing the like button, posting, and help the algorithms, then keeps me motivated, keeps me doing it. But if nobody's watching, nobody cares, then do I? Nope. Right. So there we go. Just trying to help some people. But yeah, not into catching falling knives. Could catch a bounce though. Could catch a bounce. We don't know. Let's see. Bitcoin. Yep. Oh, all right. There we go. All right. We're going to call it there. Thanks again. And we'll see you on the next one.